Okay, so as promised, I'm going to give a little bit of a more detailed explanation into vision training and vestibular, ocular training, and spinal training. Now, when we want our brain to fire at full cylinders, yes, we should move. But when we add different brain training activities that causes more neurons to fire prior or during movement, we will see greater results in our movement. Athletes, Olympic athletes, college athletes, and professional athletes use vision training. So we're going to focus on vision training just right now, and then we will focus on vestibular training and future videos, and spinal reflex training in future videos, because vision really is first. Vision is more than eyesight. It is the processing that comes with the eyesight and with what you see. Blind people have vision. They have to process what they feel, what they sense, so they're processing. And oftentimes as they read Braille, they read from left to right. You know, a lot of things are very similar in how we read. So the processing is what I'm talking about when it comes to vision training. When we think about development of our brain and we think of sustaining and keeping our brain active, we go back into how our brain develops from the beginning. And that is from birth. The first vision skill that we master, and we get really good at it before we go on to another skill, and that is fixation, staring. Think of a baby just staring at its mom, just staring at her. Staring is a really great first skill to be really good at, and you might be surprised at how it's something we lose quickly as well. So you've seen me take the pencil out or your thumb and holding it out at arm's length, and just the first rule or the first way is to stare directly in front of you, arm's length, staring at that thumbnail, or you can get a pencil and stare at the eraser. Something small is even better, so that pencil eraser would be better. And when you stare at it, if you can stand, and remember how I would have you I would suggest even having your feet together. Can you see my feet together? Or in a tandem stance, so you're forced to work with balance. But, together is great as well. You do with what works for you. If sitting in a chair is the first good step, then you do that first. So staring, fixation, first step. Now we have nine directions that we can stare in, and all of them matter. So you keep your face forward, and one direction that we could stare at is, directly in front of us. There are actually 10. Up. So looking up, but you're staring forward and you're looking up. You're not moving your head. We're down, lower. Again, your head is forward, but your eyes are fixated down. Then we have to the right. So I just actually had a hard time with this. My face needs to be forward and my eyes on my thumbnail to the right. And then left, face forward, eyes looking to the left. If you have anytime a tremor on one side over the other, you can actually cross the body to look at the left. It doesn't matter. And then you have upper and lower. So you have up and right. Again, I just turn my head. Don't turn your head, straight forward, up and look. And then down and right. Just to where you can see it. Don't go too far to where you can't see it. And then up and left. Oops, turn my head. Did it again. This is one area I have to practice on, up and left. I just discovered that I have like a vision weakness of trying to concentrate with fixation up and left. And then down and left. So fixation is number 1. Number 2 is vergence and convergence. Vergence simply means coming close. Convergence means going away. So either that eraser or that thumb, arm straight ahead, and you just slowly, that's the key, slowly bring, and you keep your eye on that one spot, bring it in. and then bring it out. Now this one's a good one if you find your eye jets off to one side or you start seeing double vision. It's okay to get blurry when you're close by, but like the double vision or one eye just moves out or you see yourself looking away quickly or tearing up, that means you need to practice that one skill until it becomes really doable and you don't have double vision at some point. You don't start tearing up. You don't have a huge desire to turn your eyes away. And then again, this can go in all those directions, directly in front, top, like up and in and back up again, down, in, down again, side, from the side, in. You know, so it's all about like coming in from different directions, corners, all those directions. So those are the only two we're going to talk about right now, because those are the two I'd like you to master as you're working on your own. So vision training, you keep your head still. Vestibular training, spinal reflex training, different advanced balance trainings, we move our head, and we've been doing that in class. At home, right now, I want you to really focus on that vision training, doing it maybe every day when you take, when you eat your meal, you know, just afterwards or before. First, fixation, that means staring. And if you can stare for 30 seconds, go on to the next direction, stare to the side for 30 seconds, face forward to the side. And then that's perfect. Now stare, fixate up, fixate down. You know, that's great. Once you master the skill, you just keep doing it though. Don't just move on to the next and never go back to fixation again. One thing to note is you're allowed to blink. You are allowed to blink, and if your brain gets tired, if your eyes get tired and sore, just go ahead and just kind of put a little pressure on them, put a little cold pack on them, because it is tiring. Don't be discouraged if you get tired when you do vision training. Like I said, it's proven that your brain dedicates a lot of energy and a lot of firing to vision training. So therefore, a lot of activity is happening in your brain, and that should be a little bit tiring. It should. So practice fixation, Convergence and Convergence. If you have any questions, reach out to me, or you can talk to me at class, and we can go from there.